Fast food workers, what is the worst thing you've seen at work? 1. I had just finished cleaning the bathroom about 15 minutes to close when some little old lady came in, went right to the bathroom and left shortly after. When I went to shut the lights off once I was done with everything else, there was poop and paper towels plastered everywhere. I didn't get out of there until 1 a.m. 2. I worked at a sandwich store that sliced the meat in front of you. A whole stick of salami fell onto the floor, so I went to throw it away, but the owner took it from me and dunked it in the sanitizer water that we rinsed our dishes in. He then patted it dry with some paper towels and put it back out to be used, saying it was good as new. I threw it away anyway when he left, but he would regularly do things like that. 3. I luckily haven't seen anything too awful, but for anyone wondering why we got rid of honey containers at Starbucks, one of the reasons is because I constantly saw kids sucking on the honey bottle. We'd have to throw them out after that, of course. Gross. 4. I was working at Subway when a woman came in and asked me for a fork and knife. I'd just gotten there, so I assumed she'd already ordered and received her food. However, moments later she goes into the bathroom and takes forever, but at that point, we were so busy that I just didn't care. About 20 minutes later, she comes out and leaves, and I go to check the restroom. There is blood everywhere. On the walls, the floor, the toilet. Guess what lucky person got to clean that biohazard up? 5. I used to be a pizza cook at this small pizza restaurant, and one day this gigantic woman came in and ordered a large cheese pizza. No big deal, not strange at all, but on the ticket instead of pizza sauce she had mayo subbed in. 6. I've seen some weird stuff in the short time I worked at Burger King, but the worst probably had to have been when a manager from another store came in to sub for someone who called off on the closing shift and decided to just off herself in the parking lot after closing, when the rest of us just started getting into our cars to leave. 7. Walked into the bathroom to find 8 negative pregnancy tests. I work in a college town with a heavy bar scene. 8. I worked at Panera and watched as a dude was cleaning the bread slicer. The piece holding it open snapped and shoved his hand into the blades. 9. I'll tell you the worst thing I ever smelled. When the grease pumper guy came and opened the grease trap under the floor and started pumping out a month's worth of rancid burger grease. 10. When I was at my first job in the 90s, there was a guy who would just pull his Johnson out and hold it in his right hand while making food with his left. He did it as a joke, and the manager, who was a woman, would just laugh and laugh. I didn't realize how screwed up that was until decades later, to be honest.